Alright guys, hello, my name is Jared. Hello YouTube world. I am the husband of Jessica from Jessica Ashley's YouTube channel. I wanted to go over a couple of things and to address some things real quick. We wanted to talk to you a little bit more about our mortgage payment. She had posted a video last week and saw a couple of questions that came through that were of interest and wanted to definitely address for you guys because it's helped us out a lot and helped us get our mortgage insurance lowered. And I just wanted to kind of talk a little bit about that in detail, how I did that. It's not really rocket science, but just want to tell you what I did in the process. We also, about 5 years ago when we purchased our house, we refinanced it and got our interest rate lowered. So I was going to chime in on that as well. So I just really want to focus though on how I got our insurance lowered by $100 specifically this year in 2016. So you guys had a couple of questions I just wanted to address. And first one was from Sarah Clement. You asked, how did you get your mortgage interest lowered? You'd be interested in learning more on that. So how I got the mortgage interest lowered, that started back when we first refinanced our house. So we first bought a house in 2011. We had a 30-year mortgage on a fixed rate of 4.5% APR, which was really good. This was 2011. Didn't really know what I was doing at that time purchasing a house, but we did get a good deal. We weren't introduced to Dave Ramsey at the time, so I didn't know anything about a 15-year mortgage. So once we got into Dave Ramsey, about in 2013, a couple years later, I was like, hey, let's just look into this, you know, this 15-year mortgage deal. Let's see what we can do. The mortgage interest rates were at the rock bottom, and I wanted to take advantage of it. So I walked into Wells Fargo, my bank, sat down with the banker, asked him what we can do, and we were paying like $1,100 a month on our 30-year mortgage at 4.5%. When I walked into the bank, spoke to the banker, crunched some numbers, you know, and he said, you know, we can get you down to a 15-year mortgage, and it'd be at 2.75%. The monthly payment ended up being less than the $1,100 we were originally paying on the 30-year mortgage. So I was like, man, this is crazy. How is this happening? This seems too good to be true. So started doing some research and looking, and then I come to find out a little thing called PMI. It's called Premium Mortgage Insurance, and that is something that you have to pay if you don't own more than 20% of your house. If you own more than 20% of your house, you do not have to pay this PMI called Premium Mortgage Insurance. So what we did was, when I sat down with the banker, we had bought our house for $100,000. When I went to refinance, the value of the home went up. Went up about $20,000. So what they did was they took the difference. The house was worth $100,000. When I went to renegotiate my mortgage, it was worth $120,000. So they took that $20,000 worth of equity and put it back, saying that I owned more than 20% of my house. So when I refinanced, it showed that I had $20,000 equity, showing that I owned more than 20% of my house with that equity. So basically that wiped away that PMI. I did not have to pay that premium mortgage insurance anymore once I refinanced. And come to find out, that was $200 or $300 a month. And the premium mortgage insurance is an insurance that you have to pay also. That's not including your regular homeowners insurance. So that's a whole nother deal there with the premium mortgage insurance. But that's how we were able to get that lowered. When we refinanced it, they took that equity and was able to say that we owned more than 20% of our home, took the PMI away, and we got a 2.75% APR on it on a 15-year. And that was a God thing. I mean, that was something that I just couldn't believe it happened. So that's how that was lowered on the mortgage interest. And I know the PMI and all that gets really confusing, so if you have any other questions about that, feel free to chime in, but I tried to explain that the best I could. I hope that helped. Next question, we go to Sundrops RN, and she says, hey, how did you go about paying your mortgage down? Did you make regular payments, then pay extra towards the principal? Trying to start a budget for the new year and get my mortgage down. Basically, how we got our mortgage down, what I did was I shopped for insurance. One of my neighbors became an insurance agent for State Farm, and he kind of addressed it for me, and he said, hey, take a look at your insurance, let me look at your premium, what you're paying. And he's like, man, this is way too high. I think I was paying like $1,800 yearly something like that. No, just rough numbers. So I was like, well, let me just see what we can do to see what else is out there. And right around the time I was getting into Dave Ramsey, I reached out to an ELP that he had on his website and started getting in touch with him as a financial advisor and getting investments set up for that. And he's like, hey, you should check into one of my buddies. He's an insurance agent. So I did. I said, yeah, I've been actually wanting to see about getting my insurance lowered on my mortgage on my house. And so he did. He gave me this guy and called him up. And what he did was he pretty much shopped everywhere for me. He did the shopping for me. He compared apples and apples, oranges and oranges, shopped every insurance company out there for me, and brought me the best deal. And what he brought me was an option that was $100 less a month for me. Didn't have to sacrifice much on the insurance side of things. He just did a couple of different things some things I didn't need, some things I did need, just did his insurance work. Yeah, so he did that, and I signed up for it. We actually changed our car insurance as well. Our car insurance was lowered. So yeah, basically what I did was just shop. I just asked. I just said, hey, stir up the dust a little bit. You never know until you ask. You never know what else is out there. And sometimes we just get comfortable and you put it off and you don't want to mess with it. You're like, man, shopping for insurance is not fun, but saving money is fun. So I was able to do that, and it was awesome. So that's really kind of how we were able to get our mortgage payment lowered. Was just shopping on our insurance because we had been on our insurance for 5 years, no claims. Yeah, we was able to get it lowered down. So I hope that helps. But yeah, that's it. So yeah, just wanted to let you guys know kind of the process there, but it was real easy, real simple. Like I said, it wasn't rocket science. All it was just taking the time to do it. I would suggest contacting the guy that I had was from Dave Ramsey's ELP, but really you can just shop anywhere. You can do this on your own. I was doing it before I got in contact with this guy, but he was from Goosehead Insurance was the name of the company. And yeah, that's how we got it lowered though. So I hope that helps. If you have any other questions, let me know. Thank you.